Hello, and welcome to my channel. This is an educational channel. Thanks for tuning in. Um, we focus on great theories, concepts, and discoveries that you might not know about because they've been suppressed from purview of the average person, and they require some digging deep, not only into the archives, but into your own self in terms of digging deep mentally for concentration and difficult material, as well as emotionally uh, taking on some of your cherished beliefs and values that may actually not stand up to the scrutiny that might be required. This is a segment that we have is called Your Blind Side, and this is for the Anons, the truthers, patriots out there who may not have the time or the priority to do the digging um, that this requires, because they're engaged in their own rabbit holes, trying to dig up stuff to help out in the info war. And I appreciate what they've done, but at the same time, I believe that that war has been won, and uh, I thank you for contributing to that victory. But I think that it is time to move on to the next step because um, I think that the deep state has a Trojan horse, um, and that um, the way to root out that Trojan horse is by doing some more digging, and but those digs are deeper, wider, and more all-encompassing than the ones that we are currently involved in. Um, and as I mentioned yesterday, it's like the Matrix. You kind of get out of one aspect of the Matrix, but there's still another aspect that needs to be, uh, you know, snuffed out. Now, um, I'm trying to make an analogy here that is something that people can understand, and I think that all of us out here can understand TDS, Trump derangement syndrome, and we've probably all been in conversations online or in person with people who um, just can't keep their rationality together when the subject of the orange man comes up. You know, they can talk to you even if you're a loved one, somebody who or a close friend or even a colleague or even a boss that you um, having a conversation with another person, but then this orange man comes up and they just lose it, and they just start with the ad hominem attacks and the um, you know refusing to talk to you, and the um, insults, the irrationality, not willing to listen to another person's ideas, to the point where they'll put their hands over their ears, or they'll. I have one person who will just yell and scream so that they can't hear what you say. They'll talk so loud that they can't hear what anybody else is saying because it it just can't penetrate their ears. And I think we all probably know somebody who behaves in this way. I don't know the phenomenon. I don't exactly know the origin or how it got to be that way. I think that it's very striking and something that I had never seen before. I don't think until, 10 years ago or less. And, um, but it's a real thing. And I think it's even like a psychologically uh, recognized um, condition, that people just become deranged. Well, on the right, among the patriots, there is a similar phenomenon. It's not as intense and it's much more subtle, but nonetheless, it is existent and can be pointed out. And that is what I would call the skeptical derangement syndrome. And this is whenever somebody deigns to be skeptical of the historical existence of Jesus Christ or the um, historical validity of the Bible. Those two things, um, you are not allowed to criticize those things among the patriot movement. Um, and if you do, you will find a phalanx of people that are ready to take you on. Um, and they're ready to take you on with absolutely no evidence. They're ready to take you on the basis of their emotions and on the basis of their um, deep feelings about their memories and their chivalry to support somebody else, their friend, who is a diehard Christian or, um, you know, just the kind of image of the diehard Christian. And this is, um, I think, a very telling trend because what it tells me is that when put under pressure, um, the people in the movement, even though they see what's going on with the Trump deranged, and they recognize that you have to have a cool head and that emotions should not get in the way of the facts. They're unable to abide by that in reality when put underneath pressure. Um, Even just a little pressure uh, can trigger this irrational defense of Christianity over any type of skepticism. The problem is that there just isn't any evidence uh, supporting Christianity, especially if you come from the Roman origins hypothesis for the New Testament, that the Romans are the true authors of the New Testament and wrote it as a psychological operation against the Jews. All corroborating evidence of Jesus is Roman. The Roman Caesars are the authors of the corroborating evidence for Jesus because it was part of the psychological operation. And then any other evidence for him is from either the Bible or the apocryphal, the scriptures. And so um, I'm not sure what is so painful about examining the truth about something. Um, I'm not asking anybody to change their viewpoint. I'm just asking them to consider these things by doing the proper digging. And that people are somehow a little bit allergic to that is very troubling and shows that when these people are actually placed in a position of power, which they're about to be because they have won the war against the globalists, at least this level of the war, um, then what are they going to do? You know, um, are they going to be open to new ideas and different ways of thinking about it, or are they going to just lash out just like they used to with the uh, witch burnings and crusades and inquisitions? So this is a problem, and it's a problem that I think that there are people out there who, when made aware of the problem, could maybe do something about it. I believe in this movement. I believe that the people that are in it are basically rational and are basically after the truth. But they may have some certain unconscious barriers and blockages to that. And so that's what I'm here for. Your truther coach and your um, six, protecting your blind side. All right. Like, share, subscribe, comment, contribute, and share. And otherwise, have a wonderful day. Remember to watch your blind side.